tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
And that happened kind of fast, man. Boom, boom, everybody's on. I just got to do a little bit of sharing. My cat just found the new window. It's been in for a week, and he just now found it. So this one's going to stay in the Trudging Together family. So welcome. I will do the best that I can. I'm done being angry. So kind of, not really. That's a lie. Not angry, but yeah. So I thought I'd come on because, good evening, Patricia. It's good to see you. So there should not, when it comes to recovery and with people doing different things, there shouldn't be competition. So why is it that I'm having to come on here and even discuss the fact that we're different? I shouldn't even need to do that. See, I'm not bringing you any new news here. This is everything that, well, not everything that I talk about is from this book. Okay? And I have 52 years of experience. I've been dealing with alcoholism since I was 11, 12 years old. Okay? I read this big book at 14. I know what I'm talking about. I know how recovery looks. I know what you need to do in order to get and maintain long-term recovery. And by recovery, I don't mean being off the alcohol, being off the dope. No, having a fun, successful life. And success doesn't come in money for me. It's not how I work. Okay? I do everything. Almost everything I do is for free. I give it away for free. And I shouldn't even have to say that. So yeah, when I put together something, let's just discuss the elephant in the room. People like to steal my shit. And it's just not one person. It's, there are some that intentionally go out of their way to compete against me. And they're not even in the online world. They're just greedy little shits, huh? They're greedy, huh? This is Ronan. He was the runt. And he just loves being held, as you could see. He just loves it. Hey. If you want to know how we're different, go listen to a recovery podcast. Like, go to Soberverse. Go ahead. I'm going to tell you, go there. Listen to one of their podcasts. And then come and listen to ours. So we're just talking about the podcast in and of itself. And you will know that there's a huge difference. There's a huge difference. Why? Because I meet the speaker where they are at. I tout on the speaker like no other. Just ask Amber. She's here. Okay? And it's called Raw Recovery for a very good reason. And when people sit down and talk to me, they open up. They can't help themselves. I'm the kind of person people come up to. I don't know you, but I was raped when I was 12. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but for some reason, I need to tell you and get it off my chest. That's happened to me more than once. Okay. I try to be an approachable person. But there's something in this world that I feel. Hi, Ingrid. Why is it that I'm seeing these things differently than other people? Okay. And I'm just talking in general. A lot of people here, like Chris, he understands totally what I'm talking about because he's been there too. Okay? That's why I like him being on. But we are different in a lot of ways. We truly, all we want to do is help. We just want to help people, and we want to help as many people as we can, and we want to bring in as many people as we can. Okay. This isn't just about me. It's just that I'm the one kicking it off. I'm hoping someday somebody will come along and say, hey, Dion, I'd like to take over the Daily Trudge. It's not easy. I see other people trying to start that. They usually last about a month. Okay. It's hard to go live every day. It is not easy. I'm closing my door because it's getting hot in here. So I'm going to open my new window. Okay. Maybe I'm different because I walk around and, I'm usually in my pajamas. Okay. But I will never present something to you that's just bullshit. I won't do it. It's not within me. There's another kitty cat in here. Come here. Come here. You're not in trouble. Bring it. The most common thing that people tend to say when they're done with the podcast was, wow, that was a lot of fun. That was an hour? Right? So I'm not upset because somebody's intentionally went out and stole. It's because it means one of my friends went out of their way to stab me in the back. That's what I'm upset about. That's what I'm unhappy about. Right. And I'm also going to tell you, I had to make an amend because of it too, and I did. That's what that was about. Because I won't go. I read something wrong, and my dyslexia is horrible. But see, that's what happens when we react to things. And because I reacted, it bit me in the butt. Thankfully, it's a friend who understands. I had to write back and say, you know what? I'm a fucktard. I am sorry. I read that wrong. Okay? See, people don't like this stuff. It makes me, I do wonder. It's like, But it's just not the podcasting. What about our lives? I've consistently been doing this for 4.5 years now. And I can prove it because every day I get your memories and that. The main thing is this and what we are trying to do. And we are one of the only people that I know of. There are some others like, Take 12 Radio and the people that I connect myself with. Okay. And they meet others where they are at. I don't have to go and listen to Monty Mann's podcast to know it's appropriate for my group because I know him well enough that he's not going to put anything in my group that's going to cause controversy. Now, if you go look at other groups, they don't do that. It's just ours. I mean, I put this in like 2 or 3 other groups because most of the recovery groups will not let you post because they want you to have their stuff and only their stuff. Well, that's not recovery equity. And that's what we do. We are leaders, and we lead by example, and that is all. We lead by example. And if you haven't done the work, you cannot lead by example. When I started this, I was over 3 years sober. Okay, it took some time. So when people come onto the scene and they're like, I got 8 months, I'm starting about, you still got things to work on. Thing is, I think you'd be a great podcaster, but do you want to be a great one or a phenomenal one? Which one do you want to be? Okay. I've been interviewing people for a long time. I've been on radio, I've been on TV. This isn't totally new for me. No, it is and it isn't, because it's mine. So that was on La Raza once. I think it's on videotape somewhere in this house. I don't want to see it. I bet I have my fro, though. I might have to find some of my fro pictures. We have fun. We have fun. Beyond having fun, we have tough conversations. Hard conversations are the norm around here. They're the norm. What else is great about Trudging Together? It's a safe space. And it's been done intentionally. You guys are safe. You don't even have to answer me. No. I'll beg for money. You know, I'm asking people to share, but some people are like, how do I share? Because a lot of my stuff is posted in private things. Right? So, you know, people do what they can. But what we've done here is we follow the 12 traditions. And because of that, it keeps us, wait for it, it keeps us accountable. Accountable. That's what we are more than anything. We're accountable for everything that we do. It is ours. That's great. But you know what? Look at that over there. Look at how they're doing. Let's bring them in. Let them be a part of it. Let them enjoy trudging together also. Why not? Why not? The more resources, the better. Okay? And it's about getting those resources and bringing them to you in an appropriate manner. And that's what there are people out there right now working on a website for free to do this stuff for you. We work with, here we go again. All right, let's talk about it. The language of the heart. That's what we do around here. When I say that I love you, I fucking mean it. I come here every day. I put up with the same stuff. Go eat your dinner, Ingrid. I love you. Have a good dinner. Or are you having tacos? My wife's not home to cook me dinner. She's at the Ren Fair. So, she's at the Ren Fair. But there's just something different. There's something different. And I'm not trying to sound egotistical. But I'll tell you the biggest difference between us and others. They don't have Dion. They don't have Dion. I don't know what skill God gave me. I don't know what he did to me, but I'm really, really good at it. I don't even know half the time what I'm saying, what it is that I'm doing, because I just go into this different state. But it's God. It is God. It is God taking over and speaking through me. And it's the biggest high in the world. Right? So if you ever told your story in front of a crowd of people, right? And when you're speaking, and these are things that I taught myself growing up, I noticed when people were speaking that they would stop and wait for a cue. See, when we're speaking, we have these mental cues. Like here, I produce my own mental cues by laughing, crying, being over exaggerating. Well, when we do the podcast, that's what I'm doing. See, I'm the host, I'm the audience, I am everything else but the speaker. I'm the sound, I am the rain, I am the feeling. And it works out beautifully because it's done the right way, because the intention behind it is to find one person that it'll help. And because of that, we will always be successful. Always. So, leadership by example, that's the number one thing. Yeah. Hey, nobody comes on here and really argues with me, except for when I'm wrong. And then we talk about it. We work through it. Find out oftentimes it's just a difference of opinion. But guess what? We can still be friends. Wow. I don't care who you voted for president. I don't care. I really don't. Right? Now, if you're a jerk to people, yeah. Right? I'm very particular on who my friends are. So yeah, sometimes it's hard for me when, something like that happens. At the same time, stealing other people's stuff is also like supposed to be like a compliment or whatever. Okay. And I'm not going to go into why. Okay. Because in sales, you never put down the competition or you lose immediately. Yeah. 90% of what I do here is sales. I'm just presenting you with things all the time. I'm making you think. Because when you think, then you're going to get a little uncomfortable and then you're going to grow. And then you're going to be like, I want to go listen to that Dion guy again. And then God blessed me with this voice. And I use it. I just used it. I when I was up, I went down. And I do that intentionally because that's how you listen to me for 30 minutes. I'm doing all of that in the background. And for me, it's second nature. I just do it. I don't think about it. It just happens. Right? And I don't want people to get upset about that. There's no reason to be jealous. There's no reason to be angry. You could be a podcaster too, and yours will come out great because you are you. What's another big difference? Okay, so they did the fentanyl thing, copied me, right? Okay, well, their panel is full of people that don't really know. Let's say they've never really been involved with fentanyl themselves, and neither have I. Hey, Virgos, bunch of Virgos. I'm a Virgo. Hey, sis, good to see you. That's my sister, Kathy, and she said, how come we always see Facebook user? And I'm like, well, some people give indications. Like my mom says 38. So hers is Virgo. So, because we're Virgos. And we're getting to know each other better. And it's been so nice. I love you, sis. Right? So you also can be a podcaster. See, your individuality is what makes you beautiful. See, you might podcast and come up with entirely different questions than me. Okay? They may be more pertinent. So anyway, I was talking about the fentanyl, right? So Kathy, just kind of catch you up. I was putting on an event and there's some people out here that literally copied what I did. And it's an ongoing thing. They love to gaslight. It's just, I'll tell you about it sometime. It doesn't belong here. So their panel, I wonder where they got the panel idea from, and the food truck and the, So their panel doesn't really have people that are experts on fentanyl. Okay. How am I different? I don't know much about fentanyl. I don't. So I went and found somebody that does. Yes, I found somebody that does. She's going to be joining us in the next few weeks. And she is the vice president of the Fentanyl Awareness Coalition. That's the difference. See, they just want to run their mouths because they want to be like, oh, you're so good. You're so good. Look how I can jump. No. I'm not the expert. Let's get the expert on and ask pertinent questions. How about that? Let's make Andrea the star. Let's utilize her. She has so much love for what we are doing. Okay. And I called her last weekend. We had a very interesting conversation. We had a conversation about recovery equity. And she was telling me about this gentleman. I'm sure he does a great job, so don't get me wrong. And he's a recovery coach, expert specialist, right? And what he does is he pretty much follows stars around and makes sure they stay sober because sometimes they need that. And I told her, that's great. That's fantastic, but it's wrong. And she goes, how is it wrong? And I said, because not everybody can have it. That's recovery equity. I'm not saying you shouldn't do that. Great job, dude. Good job. He found his niche. But that's not recovery equity. Recovery equity means everybody gets the same shot, the same information, the same treatment center. Okay? So if we get all of us together in one place, like Trudging Together, and we're a bunch of peers, at that point, the treatment centers are going to have to get better. Or we will not use them. We will put them out of business because we will not utilize their stuff. That's how it works. Recovery belongs to us. The treatment centers, sober livings, all of them are relied upon us. It belongs to us, not the other way around. Why'd we give that up, baby boomers? You didn't do your job again. It was the boomers. They got lazy. They let it change. Now people are like, there's meetings at detoxes. And then I just go into talking head mode. You did read Working with Others, right? Where will you find your friends? Well, you will find them in hospitals and detoxes and living on the street. It's time to take it back, my friends. It's time. Time is now. The time is ours. Okay? Gen X is going to take this one back over. We got you guys. All right. Anything from there, I just feel like I'm going to be bragging. I don't want to do that. Do that with my wife. I'll brag with my wife so I can get off my chest. Because sometimes I do feel really good about myself. Feeling a lot less. That really just, I could not believe the audacity. Maybe they shouldn't have committed Medicaid fraud. Then they wouldn't have anything to fear. I haven't said anything. I guess I just did. But you're right. They're assholes. I will do it better. That's the thing. They're not Dion, and they know that. They had their chance with me, and they blew it, and they know that. That's exactly it. That's what we need to get out. Yep. It's like Andrea told me what it was, too. But they're calling it like the zombie drug or something like that. And Andrea, like the fentanyl test strips, she's like, those are no good. And she described how, and it makes perfect sense. You're going to have to test the whole pill, not just one part of it, the whole pill. And what addict is going to take apart the whole pill? Because, see, there could be fentanyl in it, but it might be in the middle. See, I am not an expert. She is. So let's give her the chance. Let's let her be the expert. She's the person who lost a child to this. We need to respect that. Right? Yeah. So we're taking it back. And I invite all of you to join me. Tell everybody. Tell them trudging together, trudging together, trudging together. Please. I love you guys. I love you all so much. I cannot believe the amount of love God gives me now and the amount of love that I can give out. That St. Francis prayer is the shit. It's the tits. Love it. And I refuse to say alcohol use disorder. Alcohol use disorder? No. I'm a drunk. I'm an alcoholic. Thank you. Stop calling us names, Nadak. That's stigma. That's stigma. When you get your bachelor's degree and you're going into mental health and they make you work at detox first because that's the bottom of the rung, like any business, that is stigma. And it is wrong. And that's why the detoxes are failing. And they will continue to fail. But even everybody in detox will say, only one alcoholic can get another alcoholic sober, but yet there's none around. Ah! I love you guys. Thank you for being here. I'm wrapping up this time. Peace out and have